Sunday morning, it's that time where we start to record and we do this little show if we ran Nintendo. But before we begin that, I want to take a second. I want to thank the patrons over on Patreon. And we start off with the gold members, Mr. Brendan Myers, James Johnson, Dr. Doom, Ryan Turford, Coach Timbo, Sheldon Benedict, Joel Brooks, Dawn Becker. Then we move on to our platinum producers, Nasty Boots and Tammy. And then our diamond executive producers, Bobby Miller, Lee Navarro, Corey Hicks, Jonathan Brown. Thank you so much for all the support. We love you guys. We couldn't do anything around here without you. On to the show.
If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 165 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Mr. Sean Capri.
Bobby, Bobby, I normally can say that you're older, you're wiser, but I think this week the wisdom has come out of your face, my friend. A little bit. How you?
Only one chunk of wisdom is gone.
Okay.
I'm still have a lot of wisdom left.
Yeah, your wisdom. You had a dental operation, Bobby.
Yes.
They went into your face. They drilled a bunch of holes. They ripped out a whole bunch of stuff. It's a gory mess, dude. How you feeling?
It was brutal. I feel great now.
Yeah, you're tough, dude.
I feel great now. Yeah, it was brutal.
I would have taken a month off.
The funny thing is this. I come home from the dentist and I am in pain.
Yeah, man.
And I
no doubt.
I text my boss and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make it tomorrow. I'm like, there's no way I could do it. So she's like, don't worry about it. We got backups. We were ready to, we were prepared for this. I told him like a month in advance, like this is coming. Like, let's get ready, So they had a replacement coming. So I stay up till, I don't know, 10-ish, whatever.
A little mini Bobby, I can imagine.
Yeah, I wake up, right? I wake up at normal time, 6:30, right? Get up, laying there. I say, I'm going to go back to bed. Go to sleep. Wake up around 8 o'clock. Get up. Take some pain meds. Go in, shave my head. Come out, take a shower. Then I, sitting here, I start playing Dragon Quest 11, the demo.
Yeah, man, the 10-hour demo.
Yeah, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to work.
Get out! Why would you use the day for that? It's a perfect day for that. It's a perfect. Bobby, what is wrong with you?
So I text him at work. I'm like, I'm on my way in.
Come on.
I just went. Yeah.
What are you trying to prove, man? I'm not impressed. You're not winning any brownie points with me.
It's not about impressing, man. It's just that I felt guilty. Like I kind of quasi run that place. So I the office and
You are a different breed than me, man.
I just felt
we've been talking about all our similarities. We have similar features. Like the nose is just like we're like a Mr. Potato. We were built from the same nose set. What in the world? You had a day off because of you had oral surgery. If we did titles for the show, that would definitely be up there. And you had a 10-hour demo staring you in the face. When else are you gonna get through that 10-hour? Did you buy the game? Did I see that you also?
Not yet. I will.
Okay, you were considering it though.
Oh, I'm definitely buying it now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt.
Because of that first 15 minutes that you spent with it before going back into work.
No, I've actually put a serious amount of time.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. We'll get into it a little bit. But, Sean, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our shoutouts.
Shoutouts. Yeah, let's do our shoutouts, Bobby.
That kills you.
I got no geek outs. I got no geek outs today. I got no geek outs today.
Come in low key like that.
Come
on, you have no geek outs.
Well,
really? You have no geek outs.
Oh, I guess I would have just teased this last week. I don't think I actually said okay. So and it's I don't know.
Let people know. It's fine that it's not Nintendo.
It's not Nintendo. It's not Nintendo.
This is kind of cool, man. This is kind of big time stuff, man.
It is big time stuff. It's imposter syndrome inducing stuff, Bobby. Last Monday, most people know this. Most people listen to this know, but I spent Monday in Vancouver, Canada, visiting the good folks at the Coalition, the studio who make Gears of War or Gears 5. And we got to spend the entire day. Dude, it was an entire day, 9 until 6. We got to spend there. They introduced us to the whole team. It was so weird because, well, let's say what we did. We played through about 2 acts of the campaign, and then we did, I don't know what it was, maybe an hour and a half of horde mode. And they served us lunch. They treated us like royalty, waltzing us in. They set up an entire room full of like big screens and like personal stations for us all to play Gears of War. So we each had our own Xbox set up and our own personal screen and headset. And then we could capture gameplay if we wanted to. They gave us a hard drive to bring the gameplay capture home. These special like Gears of War like branded Seagate 2 terabyte hard drive. So I've got it like sitting right here. I unplug it, but I don't know if like it's plugged. I don't know if it's powered on or anything. So I'd love to show you. But yeah. Anyways, we spent the whole day there, and we walk in, and they kind of shuffle us into this theater room and start the day off with a PowerPoint presentation essentially, which I thought was like. Of course, this like it's so business, it's so media. Nobody like it's not really like it's not like an E3 thing where we're really like they're excited to show the game. They're excited and anxious to show us the game. But they really needed to make sure they got like some of their points across, which was super interesting.
Of course.
But the other thing that I would say, Bobby, is as we're playing this game and we're realizing like how polished it is, and my impressions are up in audio form on the Xbox Drive podcast feed as well as written form on okbeast.com. And people can check them out there. But as I'm playing this, the whole dev team is around. They're watching you play. And you can just, like, the nerves are there. They're like, I hope they like it. I just hope they like it. And I'm looking back at them like, guys, this is super polished. This is all, what do you must know that you have something here. But still, like, there was a guy behind me. He's like, so what do you think of this encounter? I'm like, this is amazing. He's like, oh, thank you. That means a lot because this is my level. I'm like, holy crap, this is the coolest thing. He was very handsome. Cool. His name was Ryan. I wish I was as, as fit as Ryan. He had a great haircut, but this is Vancouver. People are very beautiful in Vancouver, Bobby.
Okay, so my question is this. You keep saying we. How many people were there at this thing?
There was maybe 24, maybe 30 or so.
Was there anybody you knew there?
I knew of like Patrick Macca, Macca Productions. He makes walkthrough and achievement guides and things like that. And Green Skull was there. And then I'd met Jez from Windows Central. We actually played Horde together. He was an awesome dude. And it's mostly people that I knew of. Like I knew I know like the camera crew of EP. Like Electric Playground, Victor Lucas's crew. But you just sort of like, everybody kind of stayed to themselves for the most part. Like you're there to do a job. And then the other thing I would say is I got to do like 5 interviews, man. I interviewed awesome. Rod Ferguson, head of the studio. I interviewed the pair who led the campaign. I interviewed the pair who worked on the multiplayer, and then an esports person and a narrative person, the person who's responsible for the Gears series franchise, like not just the game but like the books and the comics and everything else, all the ancillary stuff. And it was great, man. It was such an amazing time. Like it's one of those things, like you do it for the first time, you learn a lot, and I just want to do it again as soon as possible. But at the same time, I'm like, if that's the one and done, like I'm so lucky to have been there. Considering everybody else who was there, it's like, whew, I am not the same as you guys. Like this is a different
that's
level.
Awesome, though.
It was very cool, man. It was awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
that's
very
awesome.
Cool.
Man, it just, I sit back, right, and when stuff like this happens, like with me going to E3 last year, you going to E3 this year, me getting the job with the TUI, you doing this now, and then you doing the Nintendo stuff at E3, and I sit there and I think back, I go, dude, like 3 years ago, when we started doing this
with my microphone from Costco, it was like
I had that little snowball microphone, and like I was sitting in
set
that
the wrong way
room. Yeah, it was like I think back and I just go, I don't think either of us really truly believed we would be here today back then.
You know what the thing about it is like it's kind of like when you leave high school and you don't know what jobs are out there. It's kind of like that, where when we started doing this, everybody was thinking like, it's kind of like where everybody goes, I want to be a journalist because I want to work at IGN because that's what Greg Miller did, right? Yeah. Like everybody has like this very singular vision of what the possibilities are. I had no idea that was even a thing when we started this thing, that press get invited to this thing, and I just didn't know that was going to be an opportunity for me. Like you just kind of have, I'm not even sure what we thought starting the podcast and then just doing a bigger podcast. I guess is maybe the path that we thought, or I don't know. But it definitely wasn't that. It wasn't getting like that invite, which the invite came in. It said it was it came in on a Thursday, which was for a Monday event. And it's like, sorry for the late notice. I'm like, I don't care. Whatever I got to do to make this work, man. That's it. I didn't even get to I skipped. I was so excited by this. It says the first line was, the event is on this date, blah, blah, blah. And then before I even get to the next line, I'm checking flights and everything. And they're kind of expensive. So I'm like, I don't think I can make that work. And I was about to reply to the email saying, I'm sorry, I don't think I can make this work on my end. The next line says travel expenses are paid. Like, they flew us out. So, like, just bonkers,
That's crazy,
man. Just bonkers. So I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm going to tell my boss I'm going to go play video games for a day. And Bobby can't even take a day off for getting his teeth out. I'm like, I'm going to fly fly across the country, man.
I will say, when I went to E3, I went in and I was like, I'm taking this week off.
You did do
Didn't
that.
Even care. And
See, that's why I don't get you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going. I don't care.
Get you, man.
Some things, you know, wisdom tooth. If it was like if I was gonna be able to go play something somewhere, an exclusive thing, that's one thing, you know. But anyway.
Well, I felt like I just kind of like did a whole bunch of blowhard kind of like go me kind of stuff, and we talk about this all the time. This never happens unless people are supporting us and they're engaging with us. And the thing that continues to come up is like I think we do very like. We get views, like people actually watch our stuff, they listen to our stuff, but it's the engagement that people continue to comment to me on is like, we are punching above our weight class, Bobby, because like when you look at who else is there, these are people with tens of thousands of followers and they get all these hits and everything, but like, and not to say that they don't get the engagement, but we get incredible engagement, and these like the PR people see this, they really understand that we might not have the biggest reach, but the people who listen to us, like, you guys are with us. Like, you're basically like friends. Like, many of you are very, very close friends to us, and that matters a lot, man. So I just want to thank everybody for demonstrating your support in very noticeable ways. So that's what gets us to these places. It's amazing.
100%. I couldn't agree any more with you, what you just said. That statement, like, we have praised the people that listen to us for years now because it's the truth. The rabid,
from day one on this show, by the way.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been rabid. Like it's been, we ask somebody to go do something and they go do it. You know what I mean? Like, do you really think I get the job with a TUI without the people coming and supporting, and like literally, like I go, hey man, go buy Mutant Mud's collection, and all these people do. And literally, Jules saw that when I pulled up my friends list of one day and was like, look at all these people that I have that are playing this game. And he's like, holy cow.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's just, it's crazy to see that, like, this is fantastic. Like, you guys really, truly make this happen for us. And we would be nothing without you. And that's God's honest truth. I say it, and sometimes it becomes white noise sometimes, I think.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is like, it's because I really, truly believe it. Yeah. I don't believe that anything happens to us without the amazing people that listen to us and support us and all that. So, yeah, man, I'm so happy for everything. That's congratulations, man. That's
thanks,
pretty awesome.
Man. Yeah, it was a good weekend because we did a little bit of fundraising on the stream and everything, raised some money.
That was cool.
We pissed off Pamela, who I'm trying to get over on the top fundraiser. She's kicked it into high gear, man. So we got to do something about that.
She don't know that you really.
I don't think so, but well, she would have seen. She doesn't see me. She doesn't see me trash talking her, but she sees me like getting up there in the fundraising. Yeah. So stay tuned. I think we got a week left.
Or no?
No, I don't know. And I read her story, and I'm like, man, I really should pull back on the trash talk.
Insults.
Yeah, like it's the mom. She lost her son. Like,
oh yeah, I'm not. I was gonna say something like.
I'm like maybe you can have first place, Pam.
Yeah,
maybe you can have it.
That's just.
Yeah. It's good to see you, dude.
You too, man. You too.
Nice.
So, real quick, I just want to do this little quick update. This is a twofold thing. I gained a little bit of weight this week.
Okay.
Right? Pound. And it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I normally do this thing where I lose and then I level off and I might gain or a small loss.
Mm-hmm.
This is my week of the gain or small loss. No big deal. What's bigger is this. The first week I went to go get the root canal done, if you remember, they told me that I couldn't have the root canal, or the wisdom tooth pulled.
Mm-hmm.
They told me I couldn't do the wisdom tooth because they couldn't give me a Novocaine shot because my blood pressure was way too high.
Yep.
Right? 174 over 102.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. The dentist was actually like, how are you even standing here right now?
Seriously.
I don't understand. Yeah, it literally scared the hell out of me. Did this huge change, revamped everything. My blood pressure was way down this week.
Nice.
139 over
Whoa.
72.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I went big time down. And I say thank you to everybody, and you included, for seriously just letting me take a break to kind of get things back in check to where they need to be. I'm not perfect, but I'm getting there. And thank you guys for that. That's 3 weeks. 3 weeks of just eating right, you know.
That's a huge change,
stress and
Bobby.
pressure off. Yeah, it was massive, man. So
and then you went right back to work the next day.
Hey man, you know what?
I'm just gonna be on you about this.
Though. Yeah, that's fine. I feel good though. That's the thing. I feel really good. Shout outs. Yeah. So I want to thank Rybo. Last week I sent him a message. I was having problems with my iMovie. It kept crashing every time I went to export this podcast.
You guys and your Macs, man. Holy cow.
But he sent me some tips on how to fix it. So I'm going to try it this week and see if it works.
Smart.
Hopefully it does. So thank you for that, Rybo. Todd Oxtra, I want to give him a shout out. He posted some stuff today. It just he posted it. It popped him in my mind about the Joker. The Joker movie is getting reviews through the roof.
10 on IGN, like tens, Bobby.
Can I just say though, this is the movie.
Yeah.
When it got announced.
Yeah. No.
Everybody bagged on it. Oh, here's another flub by DC. Why do we need this movie? You had 3 different Jokers. I don't understand what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Just let's enjoy what's coming out and stop bashing it, please. Like, let's see what it is before we attack. Everything I see about this movie, I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's not until October, man. It's still over a month out.
And it's fine.
What the heck? Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to be excited all month about it. We're going to have about 70 video games to play in between now and then. But it looks phenomenal, man. I'm really excited about it. I wonder if this is a whole, like, can you build a universe around that? Like, it's kind of like, remember Iron Man? It's like Spider-Man's, everything's happening, all these things are happening. Then, like, Iron Man hits, and, like, that's the one. That's that's who we build everything around.
Yeah, so.
We'll see.
You have any shout-outs?
I want to shout out Donnie Reese, man. Donnie Reese was on the Gamercast, which launches on the public feeds today as we record this, so everybody can go and listen to it, and check out on Twitter at the Gamercast Pod. Donnie and I had a really great conversation, man. And it's just funny how sometimes when, like, this show's supposed to be strangers on the internet, but that was definitely a friend from the internet type of show. And we went the distance, man. I know you and Donnie have talked for, like, half a day straight, pretty much.
Yeah.
We went for a 2-hour episode, and I listened back to it, actually, which I don't often do. I often get very embarrassed with my interview questions and everything. But that was a chat that was really nice to have, and I'm just really grateful that he wanted to have it as well. So people should definitely check out that episode. Don Reese is a good friend, dude. So that was fun to do. Yeah,
he is.
And those guys are exploding over there on Nintendo Shack, by the way. It's a crazy month. It's a crazy time to own a Nintendo Switch, and it's a good show, man. I like it. I'm still in school in Fire Emblem, by the way.
Are you really?
I'm still trying to. I'm barely plugging away at it though, dude. Like, this Gears Pop thing on my phone has distracted me a little bit. I gotta
That's a problem.
And I was writing my Gears thing. Like, I was kind of using my bus. I was kind of using my bus time to write my Gears impressions, so I kind of had a bit of a write-off last week. But Astral Chain came out. I'm actually geeking. I should have said I'm geeking out about Astral Chain and everybody playing that.
Because I was going to talk about that. And have you seen it? Have you played it?
I watched Jace Plays Games, formerly known as Jace Plays Games, now Beckeridge on Twitch. You guys should definitely check him out, by the way. Twitch.tv/Beckeridge with a K. And he's such a good guy. He plays a whole bunch of games, lots of Destiny, but he certainly plays a really good set of Japanese games now with the Astral Chain. He's so funny. He streams all the time. And it looks amazing. I was watching him just yesterday. It looks so good. I hate the font, but I love everything else about it.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. I dove in. I bought it Friday.
Did you?
Didn't touch it yesterday at all, right? Literally, I woke up this morning, ran to Wawa, got some coffee, got some eggs, ate, sitting here, and I was like, I'm going to pop it in.
Yeah, man.
And I started playing it, and I got about an hour in.
Did you?
Holy crap.
Great opening, right?
This game is fantastic. This game is unbelievable.
Damn, man.
If you don't own this game, go get this game. This is platinum at their best.
Yeah.
Like, this is, to me right now, what I've played, this is as good as Bayonetta, if not better. Oh my god.
It looks
dude.
better. It looks more interesting than Bayonetta. I love even the character creation at the beginning.
Oh man, it is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The voice acting is perfect. The character models, like you say, the art style is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an anime. It feels like you're playing an anime.
That's a great way to put it.
Oh my god, it is so incredible.
Like just
man.
style just oozing through the Switch onto your hands, onto your lap, buddy.
and it's just weird because you're playing, right? And the weirdest thing is like you're used to like hitting the B button to like punch and stuff like that. Like, no, you're using the trigger button. You're using the trigger button to shoot and then like to hit, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like I'm pulling the trigger all the time anyway. You start off, you're riding this motorcycle, you're going through a tunnel, and it's like, oh my god, this game is so good.
Yeah, man.
Seriously. I said it before, I'm going to say it again because I feel like this needs to be reiterated. Platinum gets a bad rap when it does games like Star Fox Zero and games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all these games. I feel like when they're hired out to do a game, they suck. They are horrible. And I feel like the reason why is the licensor or the licensee, whoever's giving them the rights to do this game and make it, they're pushing them. They're not giving them the proper time to make a proper Platinum game. When they've done games that's just theirs, where they can take their time and do it, holy cow, dude, home runs. So it's a lesson to a lot of companies. If you're going to hire Platinum to do work, let them do the work. Don't rush them to get it out because you have to. Because I know for a fact that Star Fox Zero was rushed. People, they were trying to get the game on the Wii U. They knew they were going to have a delay of Breath of the Wild. They needed to get something out, so they pushed out Star Fox Zero. They should have just let them take it back and bake it and do better with it. Because this game is, oh my god, dude.
Bobby, I have a question for you. I can't believe this didn't come in as a suggestion from the top. If we ran Nintendo, do we buy Platinum games at this point?
Oh, they should have bought them years ago.
Yeah,
they should have bought them after Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously, you know, this is a company that put games on the Wii U exclusive to the Wii U.
Yeah.
You know, and these are games that Nintendo funded. Don't make the mistake that you made with Rare. Don't make that mistake. Bring them in, hire them, and keep them away from everybody else. Now, this is a company that could legitimately like make an Astral Chain 2 for somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I suppose
Don't let that happen. They could do a Bayonetta 4 for somebody else. I mean, I don't know all the inner workings, but on the surface, it looks like, why couldn't they?
Well, the other Bayonettas have landed on other systems. Like, you can play Bayonetta 1 too. Well, I mean, they started on Xbox.
Started on Xbox, and then that all fell through, and Nintendo bought the rights to make it from Sega and all that stuff. And they gave Platinum, and that's where the relationship started. Nintendo was looking for different IP to bring in and get stuff going. So, yeah, man, I would wholeheartedly love that.
Well, and I'm glad you kind of gave that quick rundown of the history, because I think the relationship is a little more fresh than people think. It seems very natural. It seems like it's ingrained in like part of the long running history of Nintendo. It's not necessarily the case. Now, what about like Nintendo owns some studios, but like a lot of the work is done kind of second party of like this ongoing like gentleman's agreement that you're not going to be making games elsewhere. Like they don't really have like a Sony or an Xbox like slew of studios though, Bobby. I don't think anyways.
Well,
it's kind of a weird thing. It's not quite as like super hardcore geeks know about like which studios they own and everything like that, but I feel like Xbox and Sony are much more, these are our studios. Like when it comes up, it's like, this is Xbox Game Studios, like stuff like that. You don't really have that for Nintendo.
Exactly. Well, they do. I mean, that's because Nintendo has their own little mini studios. Like
that's
EAD,
what I mean. It's kind of
people that know EAD is the Mario studio.
Right.
It's a big studio within them that does the Mario games. Like they have studios within, like they have Monolith, who does the Xenoblade games, but they've also been working on the Zelda games. They worked on Breath of the Wild as well. So they do have studios within, you know, like, but I don't know, like they have Next Level and they have Retro, but they don't, those studios really aren't theirs per se.
That's what I mean. Okay, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Is like, is it Level 5? Like, do they own them? Retro, I don't think that they own Retro, but it's sort of like this arrangement that Retro only makes Nintendo games. Like, it's very weird. It's unlike the other two, for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like a baby step that we would do with whatever arrangement there is there.
Here's the
do
deal.
that with Platinum.
I would suck this company up in a second.
Yeah.
I would own them in a second.
They're better together. Like, it's better for both of them.
It is.
Right? Like, it's like when
Like,
what was the last Platinum game you loved on
for...
Sony?
None.
Yeah.
Everything. Well, what was that? Was Nier? Was that a...
Oh, my bad. Oh, yes. Oh, snap. Yes, of course. Nier Automata. Yes. Oh, Bob. Oh, well, that was another, like, just, you guys go be your weird selves. And then, yeah, because it was published by Square. God, what a weird company. They're just working with everybody, dude.
They work with everybody, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Get them in-house. Stop letting them go do this stuff. Like,
well, because they might be doing that out of necessity, like just to survive.
Well, they do like the licensing.
That's definitely part
stuff,
of it.
The licensed games to get that cash flow.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I kind of working where I work now with Jules and stuff. Like, I see some stuff, and sometimes these companies will take a licensed because they need a cash influx.
Mm-hmm. That's what Jules and I talked about on We the Gamercast back in the day.
Yeah.
Was this back and forth of like taking the job you need versus job you want to do. Exactly.
And it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you do these things because you feel like you need them and whatever. So it's not necessarily that you want to do them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think, listen, do I think for a second that Platinum wanted to do Star Fox Zero? I don't think so. Probably someone thought, I don't think they wanted to. I think they thought, like, oh, this is kind of cool. But they also thought, like, hey, if we do this, it might help us get more funding later on.
Yeah.
To work on something, a project we really want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when you look at, what was the one, Dragon?
Scalebound.
Mm-hmm. That got canceled by Microsoft. It makes me wonder, like, because when people hear that, they go, oh, Platinum's a wreck.
Right.
You know, when you hear that, then you see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then you see Star Fox Zero, you go, this studio sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see Astral Chain, and I go, give them time.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do their thing. And I'm sure Microsoft was kind of giving them time, but the problem was Microsoft made a mistake of showing that game way too early.
Yep.
And just not letting them. And I think the other problem too is Microsoft is obviously an American company, and Platinum's a Japanese company, and they're very weird. Those games are very weird. So Microsoft might have just not got it.
And their development, I think, is way different. I think that's obvious. As little as I know about development, it does seem like the entire process is just, it's a different school of thought, man. It's a different way of like coming up with the idea and then executing, and the teams are likely built very differently. So yeah, you could probably see where somebody would go over there and go like, so how's the game coming along? And they're at a certain stage, which would be maybe very natural or very normal for them. But yeah, like they just come about it a little bit differently. So I'm excited to finally get my copy to come in. Thanks Walmart Canada for my pre-order. I've got an estimated delivery date of September 5th. So that's pretty awesome. It's like a week and a half later, man. But it's on its way. But I got a good price now. That's the only reason I didn't like just cancel the pre-order and jump over. I think I got like 30 or 40 bucks off of it. So I'm excited. Plus I need all the time I can get with Fire Emblem, because once I take that card out, wait, that's not a card, that's digital. I'm okay. It'll be okay, Bobby. I'm not gonna fret about it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm probably not okay. But...
Real quickly, Sean, I want to jump into our Patreon topic of the week.
Nice.
Our topic powered. Yeah. Our topic that is powered by patreon.com/Yumi Capri comes from good friend of the show, Tim Aulph.
So nice.
Are we in a new golden age of gaming, especially for Nintendo? What other times do you feel Nintendo and their fans had it best?
Mm-hmm.
So if you would have asked me this a couple months ago, even like a year ago, maybe, I think a year ago probably would have been better. I probably would have said, no, like Nintendo had a good year one, but that's about it. That was their swan song, and it's kind of just whatever. Man, if you would have told me that year 3 would have potentially been better than year 1, I would have never believed it. Especially if you're telling me that, like, there's no Zelda, there's no Mario, there's no. I mean, there is a Zelda game, but it's not necessarily a new Zelda game. If you'd have told me, like, hey, you're not going to get a Zelda, you're not going to get a Mario, you're not going to get Animal Crossing, you're not going to get Metroid, you're not going to get all these top franchises, but this year is going to be better than year 1, I'd have said you're on drugs. Like, get out of here.
I started the first half of the year saying, like, I don't know if this year's for me, man. Like, I don't, like, Luigi's Mansion isn't for me. And that was kind of like the biggest thing. And Animal Crossing was like, I don't know if it's even going to happen. Like, I was looking at the lineup earlier this year, and I've been on this show saying, like, Nintendo fans can have fun with this. But, like, I definitely can't keep up, man. Like, Fire Emblem is great. Astral Chain, I cannot wait to get to. Ape Out was a great game that came out. Like, there's so many things. So to the first question, are we in a golden age of gaming? I would say that we are, and we are on that verge of, like, too much. Like, kind of, it reminds me of when people realized that they actually wanted to watch TV shows rather than movies, and then everything exploded on Netflix. It kind of started with, like, Breaking Bad and Mad Men and everything. It's like, this is the new golden age of TV. And now it's like, there's 50,000 shows that launch a week, and by the way, the entire series drops, and you got to watch it all, or else you're going to be behind. Like, I wonder if we're on a similar path, because it does start to see, it seems like we're kind of accelerating in game releases, but this is the way that a console cycle should go, by the way. The first year should be proof of concept at the very best, but I think we overachieved it as Nintendo fans. We got better than we should have expected. But games should get better as the console goes on. It should not be going downhill, so it's nice to be experiencing that right now.
For me, the best time ever as a Nintendo fan was the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
That is something, I have a saying that I say many times, and it's one of the things, that I've said numerous times about indie developers. They give us what we don't know we want. You know what I mean? Like, and that was that Nintendo. Like, that Nintendo on the Super Nintendo was that company. Like, they gave us Mario Paint. They gave us Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, they gave us all these
Super
games.
Mario
It was
RPG.
like, and it was like, these are games that, like, they give you, and you don't even think you want them, but you're just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, Earthbound and Final Fantasy 3 and 2 and 3, which are 4 and 6 in Japan, and and then
probably some of the best licensed games as well.
Dudes, and here's one. They gave us our first glimpse of, like, a remake collection with Super Mario All-Star, and, like, you look at Link to the Past, and you look at all these great games, Super Metroid, and all these fantastic games that came out on the Super Nintendo. To me, that was probably, in my mind, I thought, like, it'll never be as good as this again.
And they were spaced out in a way that you could actually play those games too. Like, you just listed, I don't know, a dozen games or so. But which seems like, man, there were so many games to play, but it was stretched out over years. Like, for every Christmas you had a couple choices. But, like, you had a couple really strong choices. I remember you talked to me on your first episode of the We the Gamer cast about what you came home with when you first bought your NES. It was like the holy trinity of games, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Super Mario Brothers 1, which came packed in with Duck Hunt.
Yep.
I convinced my little brother to buy Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yep.
And once he did that, I went and I said, Mom, I want The Legend of Zelda. So we had the 3 games that were like the pillars.
Like the best games of all time, dude.
Yeah.
Like, right there.
Right there. Yeah. But when I look at this year, right, and I look at right now, and I go, the only difference between now and the Super Nintendo for me is, like you said, the time to play. I was in school, so you had hours every single day to dip into that.
Right.
We don't have that as adults.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you do, but you don't. You have responsibilities you have to do.
If only you had, like, a day, if only you had, like, an excuse, Bobby. Like, if you had, I don't know, like a tooth or tooth or 3 pulled out.
Okay, let me explain something to you.
You know how people are going to be mad at you? I think people should be mad at you for that.
Do you realize that I was off Saturday and I'm off tomorrow?
Yeah, like, so are we. Everybody else is. These are normal holidays.
I'm just saying, I'm off already. So me looking at it was like, I'd rather go to work and get a couple extra hours of my paycheck rather than have a week paycheck next month.
I didn't understand that you weren't getting paid for that. I thought it was like a sick day.
I could have used sick time.
Take a sick
day. But I'm
day.
saving my sick time and my vacation time for things I want to do next year. Meaning, I want to take a week off of work to play Animal Crossing.
That's amazing. I kind of want to do the same thing.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my vacation.
Gosh.
The week of Animal Crossing, I'm going to stream it every single day for hours on end, playing and loving that game.
You know what you should do for that? And we should put the bug in people's ear right now. Pardon the pun. But you should set up like a GoFundMe, and we can just like give you money or have food ordered, or give us your home address, and we can so that you don't have to stop playing, because like we don't want you to like step away and like go cook or anything like that. We want you to eat well.
pizza
like
and stuff.
sponsored by like Blue Onion or whatever the hell it's called, Blue Apron, fresh.
That's what I'll do. I'll get Carrie to come stay the week, right? And then she could just bring me food while I'm just sitting here playing.
I mean, Carrie or James Johnson, like whoever. Like, I bet James Johnson looked pretty cute just coming up with a little tray. Like, here's your food, Bobby.
Would be kind of good. That would be
That'd be awesome. You should have a whole. Okay, James, you're taking a week off school. You're taking a week off. Whatever you got going on there. You and Carrie are going over to Bobby's house. That'd be a good time, man. We just okay. I was thinking about this, by the way. It's just a quick sidebar. Speaking of Donnie Reese, at the beginning of the show, like 25 minutes ago, I would really like to get the whole like super indie podcast network thing going again. Like, I feel like we've kind of all settled back into the rails that we're going to be on for the next little bit, hopefully. I'd love to, like, whatever tournament it is, if it's Smash or if it's Mario Kart, or hopefully there's something new that we can play, for God's sakes. But I want to get that going again, man. That was a lot of fun. We could do a little trash talk with the Nintendo dads. Justin Masson's back in Canada now, so
yeah, he is. Yeah,
by the way, also shout out to the Nintendo dads. I was jumping in on their stream, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe Justin Masson is back. What a handsome man. He's looking great with his glasses. He got a fresh haircut and everything. And then, like, as I'm typing it in, perhaps he read it, perhaps it was, just off on the timing. He just starts trash talking me. Just out of nowhere.
Really?
He just starts oh, Sean Capri this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm on your side, dude. Like, what in the world? I'm trying to work in some space. Like, Marty's going on for like 50 minutes. I'm like, does Justin get to talk on his own show? And then Justin comes in and he just starts trash talking me about something unrelated. So, thanks a lot, Justin Masson. But I would like to maybe partner up again at some point, man. It'd be good. It'd be good.
Perhaps.
We miss you, Zach.
This is true.
Sounded like 7 kids by now.
So the thing, let's pull it back in, Sean. Let's pull it back to where we were. So I feel like this is potentially right now a true golden age of gaming. We're getting a taste of everything, right? So you got shooters on this console now. You have so many RPGs on this console.
Turn-based RPGs.
Turn-based, all kinds of crazy stuff that's going on. So I just think that, we are in a perfect time for everything. I think that this is all just going to be, it's going to continue to get better and better and better. And I think we need to learn one thing right now. Everybody that's listening to this, I talked about it with the Joker movie. I'll talk about it again with Nintendo. Just back off. They know what they're doing. We are right now sitting here like,
look at the title of this show.
I know. But the thing of it is like they are killing it right now. Like, this is just craziness. The amount of games that hit this year that we didn't think we were getting. We didn't think it was going to be what it is. This is just fantastic.
Yeah, man.
They are just crushing it on all cylinders, man. On all levels.
You know what a big reason for that is, Bobby? I think I'll just sort of speculate here. We don't have a 3DS. We don't have 2 platforms.
They're focusing on everything.
Right? Like, and that's, I remember you sort of prophesizing that as the Switch was going to come out, you're like, you have the split efforts, you have some good games coming out over here, you have some good games coming out over there, and it's like, a lot of people don't play both, and if you do, your attention is kind of all over the place. Now you get it all on one, man. They've had years and years and years of having console efforts and platform or handheld efforts, and now it's just all on one. Like, it should be no surprise. Like, this actually makes a lot of sense. But I'm stoked, man. This is it's so much fun. I just can't keep up with it.
I'm with you. So real quickly though, I want to do this. I want to dip in. I just got my report for the month of my parental, because I had that parental app.
I love that. I love that you do that.
So I can check, but they give you a monthly update, right?
Yeah, I should do
that. So
they
say like, what games have you played the most of this month? So my number one game of the month is DC Universe Online. I've played that for 22 days. It's funny because I was saying to Carrie the other day, because her and I are the ones that we play it almost every single night.
It's awesome.
And we're actually to the point where we're end game stuff. Like we're grinding.
Damn, dude.
It's awesome, dude. It's like we've capped out our levels. Now we're just running around doing stuff, and it's so cool. But I said to her the other day, I said, you know what would be awesome? She's what's that? I said, if you were actually here, and like we're in the living room and the 2 TV set up.
That's right.
And we're just side by side going at it. And I'm like, she's like, oh, that would be awesome. Like, one day, maybe. Who knows? Next is
Carrie, back off. I'm there first. I called that first. I was here first. If anybody's going to be playing games side by side with Bobby anytime soon, it's me. So just, just take it easy. He likes it. He likes it when you scratch just under his cheek a little bit. He likes just a little bit of that.
Stop. Anyway, second game, Fortnite, played for 10 days.
10
the third
days.
Game, 10 days of Fortnite this month.
Like 10 times 24 hours? Is that what that means?
No. It just means that
10 days of the month you had played it.
I played it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we'll get into the times like in a second here. But then
Gotcha.
the number 3 game is the demo for Dragon Quest 11.
Wow, Bobby.
I played it 8 days. And man, when I tell you I'm at 7+ hours right now, so I'm creeping up on that 10-hour mark, and I don't know whether or not like when I hit a certain point it just shuts off, or if it's at 10 hours it shuts off. I don't think there's a timer that shuts off 10 hours. Can I just tell you this, Sean? Read some stuff from Kotaku today. Them people they just annoy me. They are just hot take after hot take. That's all they want to do. It's just to get those clicks. To me, they're nothing but a bunch of scumbags. And I'm just saying. I'm legit saying that. They're literally bagging on this game, saying the music is horrible and they have to keep turning it off because of the music. I think it's a fantastic game. I think that if you have any curiosity about this game,
I do.
Go get the demo and play it. The game comes out later this month. I'm 7 hours in. I'm like, I am sold. My only issue with this demo being 10 hours is I know my 10 hours will be up pretty soon, and then I have to wait 3
Isn't that
weeks in order
weird?
to get the game.
Why would they do it that way? Like that's a huge gap. Like I get trying to build hype, but like if the whole notion of it is that you can save your progress and carry over, like why wouldn't you want that as smooth as possible?
Well, here's the thing: when Octopath Traveler came out, they did the same similar thing.
Sure.
And there was
I feel like
no
it was
time.
longer. I feel like
oh man, it was like right on top of it too. I felt.
Oh, they did two demos. They did 2 demos.
They did 2 demos. The first demo was months.
That's right. That's what I was thinking about.
And the second demo was and it felt like they were right on top of each other, and I never got a chance to do that. This, I'm getting to take my time, play through it, enjoy it. The storyline, the voice acting, the cutscenes, everything is amazing on this game so far. I love it.
And you have a lot of history with like Dragon Heroes? No, what?
It used to be Dragon Warriors.
Dragon Warriors. That was it.
Dragon Warriors was the first RPG I ever played. It was Dragon Quest in Japan, Dragon Warriors in the United States. First RPG I ever played was Dragon Warriors, and I actually have a complete inbox behind me on the shelf back there, and I'm like sucked in. And I was thinking this the other day because I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy anymore. I feel like they changed the mechanics to it, and it's not a true JRPG.
They'll never go
anymore.
back. Yeah,
it's never going back. They've changed it. I don't think it ever goes back. It's whatever. We look at Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem changed the way they do the game, and I've kind of lost my way with Fire Emblem. I actually put that game aside. I'm not feeling it as much. But this game stuck to its roots, stuck to the core, and I'm back in. And I'm like, this is what I've wanted for the past 5 years. I wanted a true JRPG. Just because an RPG comes out of Japan, to me, doesn't make it a JRPG.
Interesting.
This is a JRPG.
Oh,
this is what JRPGs were. This was when you listen to Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller back on Beyond, when they would talk about like JRPGs, this is what they were talking about. This game, where it's a turn-based, you go in, you pick a move, and what's great about this game, and I can't wait till the actual game comes out because you don't get this aspect now. You can play this game as a 3D game, like a third-person game, or you could play it as old-school top-down pixel art. That type of game. You click a button and boom, it switches over. Get
on this, man.
Dude, I'm in.
How am I supposed to do this and Fire Emblem and Astral Chain and whatever? Like, dude, this is too much, man. I'm totally sold on this.
But see, here's the thing. So I have the demo, right? And I think that's why they gave so long. Because I think they were smart enough to realize, like, you got Astral Chain this month. You got Link's Awakening this month.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's not smart because of that. I think because there's so many things to be distracted by, there's this nice gap. You play the demo, and then, like, they're hoping you pre-order it. I guess that's the only thing. But, like, with that gap, man, there's too much I can be pulled into other directions and forget that I wanted to play that.
Possibly, but I think that it's a fantastic thing. I think that I am looking at this. It launches this month. It comes out this month.
Just like Link's Awakening on the 20th, I think.
This comes out the 27th. Link's Awakening, I think, is the 20th.
I think so too.
Whatever. Well, the new Switch comes out this month as well.
On the same day. There's like 3 things that come out on that same day. It's like Link and then the Switch and then something else.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, like I look at this and I go like, this is, to me, I want all RPGs to do demos like this. This makes sense.
Yeah.
You get the demo, you put hours into it, because you're going to, dude, this game's 100-something hours easily. But I'm loving it so far. I think it's really well done. And
now I remember why I wasn't going to buy it. 100 hours, that is not happening, man. If I get 100 hours of gaming on my Switch in the whole year, maybe not the whole year.
Well, you know, the thing of it is,
plus, I still got to get to Dragon Quest Builders 2, man. That's the other game that has a really good demo on it and can feed into the real game.
So good, dude.
I've been loving it on PlayStation. I got it from the library. And I don't know why I did that. I think I wanted to separate, if at the very least, just separate Switch time is for Fire Emblem, and then home time is for Dragon Quest Builders. I mean, you're going to try that a little bit, but man. So, like, there's too much. Bobby, I don't know what to... If I ran Nintendo, I would hand out, like, sick notes so people could take days off work. So you could actually play some of these damn games.
So you could play for an hour and then go to work.
And actually go to work and change your mind. Yeah, exactly.
That's the best kind of sick note. Something else I want to talk about, Sean.
Okay.
And I think this is something that we discuss quite often. And I'm kind of trying to stay in a bubble here and not find out too much information.
Okay.
But leaks. And my favorite leaker of all time, Emily Rogers, is coming out and saying that there's potential for, she thinks it's going to get announced this week. We're going to get a Nintendo Direct,
of course,
this week. We typically, over the past 2-3 years, whatever it's been, we get a September Direct. The September Direct basically sets up the balance of the year for Nintendo, shows you what you're going to get the end of the year and maybe the beginning of next year. Like it kicks off the first half. And then in January, you're going to get promised by all these YouTubers and Justin Masson that we're going to get a Nintendo Direct in January, and it doesn't happen. Yeah. And then in February, you'll probably get the next Direct.
Sure.
Just keep that in mind, people. That's going to happen.
All right. That's the prophecy.
This week, Justin Masson will come out and start promising you're going to definitely get a Nintendo Direct this week as well. And then, you know, it'll probably get pushed to next week, but whatever.
Sure.
But all seriousness, it makes sense that we get a Direct.
It's a big announcement coming, Bobby. It's a big announcement. Overwatch coming to Switch. That's really what has sort of started all these rumors about the Direct, is that this damn case arrived. For anybody, and I am sorry if anybody was trying to be in the dark about anything, but it was all over the internet the other day. There's a brand new Nintendo Switch case with the Overwatch logo on it, and the zipper has 2 little tiny Joy-Cons on it. It's the cutest little thing. So finally, it looks like Activision Blizzard is bringing Overwatch to the Switch. So that could be... That seems like the cornerstone of a Direct. Like, that's like one more thing, and now it's been ruined, and that they got to reformat their video and everything.
If you remember, though, right? So if you remember, last year, a similar thing happened with Diablo 3.
Right.
And then Nintendo didn't do the Direct. They pushed out the video. They did the breakout video of Diablo 3. I'm wondering if this is going to be a similar thing, where they do a breakout video. That'd be better. That would have been in the Direct, because if you watch that breakout video that they did with Reggie and the CEO of Blizzard at the time, I think it was the maker of Diablo, one of those guys. When you watch that breakout video, it felt very Nintendo Direct-esque. Like it was something that was going to be in the Nintendo Direct. So I think we might see the same thing happen, and that might happen next week. You might get this breakout video of Overwatch, and then we'll probably get the September Direct a week later, maybe. They
do a really good job dealing with putting into these pre-formatted, pre-produced videos. They deal with when the audience knows something is coming, or they have a pretty good feeling something is coming. Like the banjo thing is a great example, where everybody knew this is very likely to happen. So what does Nintendo do? They show you the Duck Hunt dog and the bird on his head. It looks like banjo, and they do the whole troll thing. It would be really great for them to do kind of like, we just got one more thing. We're really excited about this brand new case that you can buy for the Nintendo
sure.
Switch, and look at it, and they do like this whole spot on it, like they unzip it, and it's got premium zipper material, like
that would be fantastic, man.
It would
that
be
would
so
be...
good. And then just like
and
no,
and then go to another game.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
dude, that would be so good.
That would be fantastic, man.
Mm-hmm. That's what you get. Like really, they should start to act like a bit of a mom and dad. Like, you know what? This is what you get. You spoiled your dinner. This is it. You don't get anything like a good reveal or anything.
So let me ask you a question. We get the case.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's really all we get for this?
No, but that's why I would make it such a good troll. I feel like that's like that.
But I don't care what do you think else we're gonna get
on the. Like, I think we're gonna get Overwatch. I'm not sure I understand.
I mean, like, do you think we'll get a special edition console?
Oh, I see what you mean. No, I think it's probably
console. We got a Diablo
console. I guess so.
And we got an amiibo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't really sure what the question was. Yeah. Actually, amiibo. Dude, holy crap! If you have a whole Overwatch lineup of amiibo,
oof,
all the heroes and everything, like that, you just blew my mind like that.
Yeah, man.
Like,
because I will say this. Of all the amiibo that have ever been launched, what Blizzard did with the Diablo amiibo was fantastic. From the boxing to the character itself, they did a great job.
Interesting.
With that amiibo.
I never really saw it in real life.
Oh my god, dude, it's fantastic.
Is it really?
Oh my god, dude, it comes in a box. It looks like a pop box.
Really?
Yeah, man. It looks amazing. Has artwork on the side of it of like
it's a big deal.
The artist rendering of what it's going to look like and stuff. And it's I got it over there. After the show, I'll show it to you.
Well, people are talking about Smash too, though, Bobby. Speaking of amiibo, like what if like you have like
female characters going to show up?
In Smash, like you have like a Tracer just showing up in Smash.
That's what I think people are thinking. People are thinking that one of the female characters from Overwatch is going to show up in Smash as well.
That'd be a big deal.
It's crazy, man.
That'd be a big deal.
Yeah, it's nuts to think that we're at this point now where this thing could happen next week or this coming week, and we could get all this craziness that's going to ensue. Like I'm hyped.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to give you a little bit of credit because you often talk about when a big publisher puts out a bit of a tester game, Diablo being an older game, probably didn't take a whole heck of a lot relative to like a giant new IP. Like it's a perfect test. Put Diablo on Switch and see what people do, and people bought it, and people supported it, and Activision Blizzard is incentivized by that. So what else could they do? Like, Overwatch came out in 2015, I think. Like we're 4 years out from when that game came out.
Yeah.
So it seems like it should just be able to run anyways. And now that The Witcher's on it, like anything is possible. For God's sakes.
Well, the thing is this, and I want to also point to this. A year ago, Overwatch was running on the Switch. It was running. Blizzard announced it and said that Overwatch, they had it running on the Switch. So if they took a year to fine tune that and make it work, I think they did it two things. They put Diablo out as a test. They tested to see if Overwatch could go on. And then they said, okay, let's spend a year fine tuning this because BlizzCon's probably coming in, a few months from now?
I have no idea. I feel like it could have happened already, and I wouldn't know.
No, I think BlizzCon is like in December-esque, somewhere around there. And typically at BlizzCon, they announce a new character to drop into Overwatch. So I think if they're doing this, it has to do two things. If Overwatch does come, one, it has to be able to play seamlessly. And two, you have to get that character drop at the same time on all consoles. And on PC and all the consoles. So if they have to spend a year to work and fine tune that and massage it to make it work, I think it happens.
Dude,
but man,
I
think it's the perfect thing to infuse that game with new life. Like I'm not saying that game is dead, but like it's not the top shooter that people talk about anymore right now. And I think it would totally flip it on its ear and bring it right back.
It's going to be a game that is going to survive this very negative conversation surrounding microtransactions and everything like that. Like, it's a $60 game. Like, it's a full-on, like, AAA game you buy. It's not a free-to-play game, but it's loaded with cosmetic customizations and loot boxes that you can earn in gameplay. But I think you can still buy things towards it. And what I'm trying to get at here is, to me, Amiibo lend itself to that so well. I've always wanted like an amiibo that you unlock some in-game content. I feel like you can load it up with value, because I would be buying it for the statue just on its own anyways, obviously. True. But I scan it in there and it can do something new, or it unlocks some loot boxes or things like that. Like, there's so many great events. Overwatch, I think, probably Overwatch and Fortnite really lead the whole, like, there's seasonality to it. There's obviously seasons to it, but there's events throughout the year with new cosmetics and costumes and everything like that. I think Amiibo can just, like, amplify all that. And it just fits. Like, we all want that. We all want to buy the Amiibo anyways. And if it comes with bonus content, then let's do it. But they maybe have, like, run into a bit of a brick wall on the other consoles. You can't really do much more. So if we ran Nintendo and we partnered with these guys, this is a no-brainer to me. Leading up into Christmas time, man, like, if you had, like, a whole lineup, and Smash is done for the most part. We're not really getting, like, we're not getting, like, Smash 2.0. Lineup of Amiibo.
No, but you're gonna get the final characters running through Smash. We probably have about 10 Amiibo left to go, and then that's done. We're getting the Link's Awakening Amiibo. I don't know what's gonna happen with Animal Crossing, but I think Animal Crossing is probably done as well. And then that's pretty much it. So
the keyboard you just heard was me typing in how many characters are there in Overwatch. There are 30. So you have 30 potential Amiibo times maybe 2, like, for all the different, you could have player 2 options, all these different costumes. I'm telling you, man, I just hype myself up. This is classic for a Nintendo, where I just, like, probably none of that is going to happen. Probably is just the case. But, man, I'd go nuts over that.
I will say this. If Overwatch comes to Switch, I will buy it, I will play it, and I will get into it. And that's a guarantee.
That's it.
Because I feel like, I got my C-bands right here. So I'll pop these bad boys on, and
they are right there.
We'll go.
Look at that.
We'll go.
You just have them ready.
And then I will show Aaron Doherty.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's how you say that.
What's up?
Yeah, that's why he's like, just call me Nasty. Just stop effing my name up, all right?
I like to mess his name up. Here, Aaron Doherty.
I want a mode in Overwatch where, like, in Mercy is the healer that I always play, Bobby. Right? And
that is all.
No,
thank you guys.
Damn it! I almost got there.
Another episode of If We Ran Nintendo. Be sure to check out that Sean Capri is doing on the internet. He's over on the Twitters. Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. He's over on twitch.tv/Sean Capri. Sean Capri. Don't go to. Don't look out Capri, because you'll never find it. You follow me Instagram, Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Bye, Preston.